Welcome back to Tabletop Assault. I'm David.
I'm Ross.
And today we're bringing you 1500 point battle report where I'll be fielding World Eaters for the first time.
And I'll be using Iron Warriors.
I'm quite excited to see Ross's Iron Warriors.
Absolutely. So today we're playing Tactical Escalation. How that works is that at the beginning of the game we each get one card, and as the game goes on we get a new objective card basically on the turn number. So if it's turn 2 we have to have 2 cards in our hand, turn 3, 3, so you really want to get your points in early and gather up the cards as much as you can.
Pretty simple. So yeah, all the usual caveats there in the battle as well. But with that, let's go ahead and show you the forces we brought for you today. Okay, so here we have our 1500 points of World Eaters, and it's just using the World Eaters tactics from the True Allegiance book, and it's in a combined arms detachment. So leading this force we have a Daemon Prince of Khorne with wings, power armour and the Gorefather relic. We also have, as my Lord of War, the Chitin Demon Engine. We're using him for the first time, really excited. We've play tested him before and he was a bit mediocre. We've got a Defiler with a Power Scourge and Dirge Caster. And then we've just got 2 10-man squads of Chaos Space Marines, all Mark of Khorne, both in Rhinos with Dozer Blades, Dirge Casters. One squad of 10 has 2 Melta Guns with a Champion with Melta Bombs, Plasma Pistol. No power swords on these champions, and the second one is a 10-man squad with Melta Bombs, Plasma Pistol on the champion, and 2 Plasma Guns. Really simple. That is my 1500 points of World Eaters.
So we have here our 1500 points of Iron Warriors. Leading them is going to be a Daemon Prince. If you haven't guessed, he is a Demon of Tzeentch. He has wings, power armour, mastery level 3, and he has the Flesh Metal Exoskeleton with a spell familiar. For my troops I have basically 6 Obliterators, all going as single units. All of them have the Veterans of the Long War. We also have a Forge Fiend, a Mauler Fiend and another Mauler Fiend. They're all coming stock as is. And then we also have a Mayhem pack which has 3 Deep Striking Hellbrutes, which is always awesome. So yeah, that's my 1500 points of Iron Warriors. Let's have a look at the field. This is the city map we are playing on today. Quite a bit of ruins and quite a few tall buildings for us to hide in, as well for me to hide in. We've got 6 objectives on the field, so we have objective marker 1, objective marker 2 down on this side, number 3 is way up that side, number 4, pretty much in the middle, 5, and finally 6. I've no idea why sort of like right to left they were in sort of order of 1 to 6, but hey, it worked out to show you guys. So let's have a look at deployments.
So the World Eaters won the roll-off for deployment, and I chose the top end of this board. So I've gone with my Rhino with Plasma, Rhino with Melta, Defiler, Chitin Demon Engine, and really simply on my right flank is my Daemon Prince of Khorne. I just need to close the gap as quickly as we can. We are playing Hammer and Anvil deployment, so it is a long ways on the table. But let's go ahead and we'll show you the Iron Warriors counter deployment.
We have now the Iron Warrior counter deployment. On this side we have a single Obliterator up in this building, our Forge Fiends down here, 2 Obliterators in this building, 2 Mauler Fiends and our Daemon Prince, and 3 Obliterators there. So in true Iron Warrior fashion, or I think so anyway, we are quite heavily fortified. I'm waiting for the World Eaters to come at us. I do get to choose one piece of terrain that goes up in its basically +1 cover save due to my Warlord trait. We are just going to choose this one with the 2 Obliterators here.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. So David, would you like to roll for night fighting?
It's not on.
So it's not on. And I will roll to seize, which I would love. Nailed it.
No. Well, this is going to be a bad turn 1 for me, possibly.
We'll see as we move into Iron Warriors, turn 1. That was great. we stole initiative. I really needed that.
Yeah, well done.
It's going to be quite a simple plan. I'm going to fire guns at David. That's pretty much my turn. I'm going to do a bit of movement. I really want to sort of take out this Daemon Prince more than anything else.
It's hidden around there, guys.
As soon as he takes off, he's going to be a little bit of a problem to bring back down. So let's fire a bunch of guns at him then, and hopefully stop that from happening. So we're beginning by revealing my objective for this turn. You get 1 per the turn number, so this is turn 1, so I draw 1 card. Secure objective marker 6, which is a problem because chitin is sitting on it. Yeah, I'm not getting that at the moment. So I think with that we'll move, do our movement phase and see where I end up. So I've done my movement phase and I revealed a few mysterious objectives. This is objective marker 1, which is nothing of note. And then we have objective marker 2, which is also nothing of note. So that was not ideal. But we do have moved our 3 obliterators, wonderfully all got 6s for moving through cover, and they have that Daemon Prince in their sights. My Hellbrutes, no, my Mother Fiends didn't move at all. They're sticking back. My obliterators up in the top building have moved forward just so they can get in range, hopefully cause some damage to Defiler or the Rhinos or better yet the Chitin. Daemon Prince took to the skies, flew up, and we also have our Forge Fiend moved slightly to the right just to bear down on those Rhinos, and we also have our Obliterator up there as well, bearing down the Rhinos and Defiler. So with that, let's move on to the Psychic phase. We're on the Iron Warrior Psychic phase. I'm just going to roll to see how many warp charges I've got. I've got 3 from the Daemon Prince, plus a further 4. Give me a total of 7 this turn. Let me just quickly plan out what I'm going to do, and then we'll roll to see what happens. So the only cycle we have is our Daemon Prince of Tzeentch. Unfortunately, most of my spells are not quite in range this turn to sort of target David. I do have one that's going to target himself, and it's going to be the Boon of Mutation. Basically, if I cast it, I get a strength 4 hit. If I survive it, then I can roll in the Chaos Boon table. I'm going to use 3 dice for this one, so I'm needing at least warp charge 1. What you get with Peril, considering I wasn't really bothered by that spell, yeah. I'm kind of not enjoying that.
I can actually try and deny it as well.
Oh right, okay.
So I'm going to try. Might as well get 4 dice, which I don't stop it, but yeah, Peril, eh?
Okay, so I get to roll on the Chaos Boon table, but firstly David has to roll to see if he wins me. Strength 4 hit, needing 5s to wounds. You got a 5, I do get my armour save, it's 2 up, re-rollable, so we're fine.
You've got that exoskeleton.
Exoskeleton gives him 2 up save, and his Daemon Tzeentch re-roll 1s. Pretty cool. I'm going to roll, the black dice is going to be my 10 marker, white is going to be my normal one. Do not become a spawn, and really don't become a Daemon Prince either. That'd also be bad. 55. Melee attacks have the instant death special rule. Nothing of yours has multi-wounds.
No, nothing you want to be in combat with anyway.
Yeah, let's resolve that peril next. So we're going to resolve our perils for my demon, and let's find out what happens. Number 4, he suffers 1 wound / glancing hit with no saves of any kind, so he is down to 3 wounds. So we're going to start with our Obliterator here. He's going to use his Assault Cannon on David's Demon of Khorne. So with that I get 4 dice, hitting on 3s, so all but 1, and then I'll be wounding on 3s with Rending.
Yeah.
Are you going to jink? You're going to jink.
So auto-jinking.
Yeah, so you'll get your cover save. So we've only got 1 wound, which will be on your cover save.
4 plus. Nope, so he's down to 3 wounds.
Yeah, we'll keep going along. The next one is going to be from next Obliterator. Once again, he's going to use his Assault Cannon. 3s to hit. So that'll be 3 hits. And 3s to wounds. With 2 on your normal armor save and 1 on your cover save.
Right, okay. So, normal armor saves are fine. And the 4 up chink cover save is fine.
Nice. And we'll go with our final Obliterator, who's again going to use his Assault Cannon. All but 1, and 3s to wounds. With 2 wounds on your armour and 1 on your cover save.
2 normal armour, 3 plus power armour, he's fine. And then 4 plus cover save for the rending. He's also fine.
Wow, nice. So we're going to go with this Obliterator. Next, he is going to target your Melta Rhino.
Go for it.
Basically, if I can strand your guys over there, all the better. I'm going to use my last cannon.
Cool, love it.
I do have Tank Hunter for being an Iron Warrior, so 3-step. Never mind, we'll do the exact same thing with the next one. He will once again target your Melta. 3-step. Well, never mind. And our final Obliterator, who is going to target the Rhino with the Melta again. We're going for that. We are needing 3-step.
Is it last cannon?
It's last cannon. With once again another miss. So, yeah. Next up we have our Forge Fiend, who is going to once again target that Rhino with the Melta gun. I'm hopefully going to hit it, and to sort of assure its doom, I'm going to activate Daemon Forge, which allows me to reroll armor penetrations. So I am needing force to hit with 8 shots from his Hades autocannon. With 4 hits, which is really nice.
Cool.
Front armor 11.
Yep,
so I am needing
3s to glance, 4s to pen.
And I get to reroll. So we have 2 glances and 1 pen. With the third glance. So that would be a wrecked, however there is some wiring in the way, so you're going to get a 5-up cover save.
So these are the 3 glances, guys. So he's down to 1 hull point so far, and this is the pen. If I fail this, he is wrecked. So 5-up cover save.
Nailed it.
So 2 glances got through, he's down to 1 hull point.
So because we activated Daemon Forge on our Forge Fiend, I have to take a test. On a 1, I suffer a hull point with no saves of any kind. So we're okay.
You're okay.
We're okay. And with that, that is actually going to be the end of my turn. Unfortunately, extremely lackluster. 3 Obliterators all missing their target.
Yeah.
Last cannons. That's devastating. Did manage to remove 1 wound from the Daemon Prince and also 2 hull points from a Rhino. But really, I was expecting a lot better.
Yeah.
So with that, let's go on to World Eaters turn 1.
So that's us into World Eaters turn 1. Quite lackluster shooting there from the Iron Warriors. There's a gap on the table, so I won't be able to do as much damage as I hope right now. But I've only got one plan of action. It's to try and minimise the gap, maybe get a few cheeky shots, and I might get lucky with First Blood. But let's go ahead and take a look at my tactical objective card. So I've gone and drawn my tactical objective cards, and I drew Assassinate, with Ross only having 1 character. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to discard this already, just so we don't forget. And we did forget to mention, Ross discarded his tactical objective marker, which was to claim marker number 6, purely because it's over there.
Yeah, I'm not going over there.
So I'm just going to go and do my movement phase, and we'll show you what that looks like. I've just finished off the World Eater's movement phase. The Daemon Prince has used his jump move to move up 12 inches. We've got an 11-inch charge on either 3 of these Obliterators.
Ooh.
With his Warlord trait, he gets to roll 3d6 and pick the 2 highest.
Nice.
But he will have no rerollable charge though.
No.
Because he jumped. We revealed this objective here, which was nothing of note, and we've moved the Chitin up 12 inches. He's not in range to charge anything yet.
Thank goodness.
Quickly revealed this objective, marker 6. That was +1 to charge, +1 to cover save. I think it's Gravity Generator. Defiler did his move through cover. He moved up quite nicely. I don't know what to do with him.
I don't know either.
No, kind of regretting it. Both Rhinos, they passed all their dangerous terrain checks, and this one's gone cruising speed with the Melta, so they'll be snap firing. We've revealed that objective, which is
which one's that?
Scatterfield.
Yep.
-2 charges. And finally, my other Rhino with Plasma just moved combat speed past his dangerous terrain test, just so we can fire the plasma guns. Let's get ready to shoot. Just going to start the shooting phase with the battle cannon on the Defiler. So we're going to drop a pipe plate here, both of them. So let's roll for scatter. It's ballistic skill 3. No, I'm not.
Ooh.
So it's direct hit.
Oh my goodness.
So the front armor is 12 for these guys. Yep. So first of all, on this one, it'll be force to glance.
You do get 2d6 as ordnance.
Oh yes,
choose the highest.
So force to glance, 5's to pen. That's a pen.
Sure is.
And the second one, that's nothing.
Ooh.
Nothing.
So I do get my 5-up Demon save. Thank you very much, David.
Which you pass. Just going to use the Twin Link Reaper autocannon on to, it was the blue Mauler Fiend that was targeted. So
yep.
these are 6s to hit, Twin Linked. Twin Linked. Nothing. Yay! Good on you, Defiler. So the Chitin's up next, and he's going to shoot his Gatling Hades Cannon of Death into the blue Mauler Fiend.
You really don't like him?
No. So I'm going to activate Demon Forge. It's Heavy 8, Strength 8, AP 3.
Cool.
And Blessed Skill 3, so force to hit. We only get 2 hits. Oh no. So
at least you get to reroll these.
Yeah, so this is 4s and then 5s. So reroll that one. That's now a pen. Should I reroll the glancing hit?
Can you with Demon Forge?
Yeah. Oh no, you can't because it's not actually Tank Hunter.
Yeah.
So it's a glance and a pen, Ross.
Cool. Pen first, 5 up demon save. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Glancing? No, so I do go down 1 hull point.
Next up will be this Rhino. Now I was considering popping smoke, but I'm conceding that even if I pop smoke, it's probably dead.
Yep.
So I'm going to just 2 fire points. I'm going to snap fire because with cruising speed. 2 bolt guns into that obliterator up here.
Okay.
So 6s, we get none. And Twin Link Combi Bolter from the Rhino on the same obliterator. We get a hit.
Nice.
We wound.
Okay, and that'll be a 2 up save.
And he is fine. And then next up will be this Rhino here, and it only moves combat speed. So just shoot again with the 2 plasma guns at the obliterator here.
Yep.
Now the 2 plasma guns aren't rapid fire range, but let's see if we can shoot you. We get no gets hot,
nice.
So both go through. 2s to wound. That's 2 wins.
2 wins. I do get a 5 up cover save, there's a wee bit of them covered, and +1 because I enhanced that terrain as well. 4 plus save. No, that is him gone. I do actually have Feel No Pain with Iron Warrior Tactics, so I do get a 6 up Feel No Pain.
No.
Which, nope, I don't make either. And that will be First Blood.
And finally, the Combi Bolter on this Rhino is actually going to take a Snapfire shot at your flying Demon Prince. I know you've got a crazy save, but
I do have a crazy save.
I've been rolling quite a lot of 6s.
Okay.
So, Twin Link Combi Bolter, Twin Link Combi Bolter, nah, nothing. So, with that, that's the end of the shooting phase. Let's just quickly do a Demon Forge test for my Chitin. Okay.
Show me a 1.
No.
No.
He is fine. And we do have a charge to declare, so I'm just going to get that ready. So we're charging with this Demon Prince into your furthest away obliterator. Would you like to Overwatch?
I would love to Overwatch. I'm going to use the Heavy Flamer. So what I get is D3 automatic hits.
3 hits.
3 hits, nice.
So strength 5, force to win me.
Force to wins.
That's 2 wins.
2 wins, nice.
So 3 up power armor saves. He's fine.
Ooh,
I really need that roll though.
You really need that roll because that's the exact dice you need to make this charge.
So it's pre-checked, it's going to be 11 inches. I do have a Warlord trait of Violent Urgency, which allows me to roll 3 dice and pick the highest.
Sounds good.
I've used my jump, so I don't get to re-roll this. Oh, I'd rolled a 6 as well.
Ah.
So 9 inches does not get me there. With that, let's recap the phase. That brings an end to World Eater's turn 1. Not much exciting really happened there, except for we managed to kill an Obliterator, which is 1 less powerful weapon coming my way, which is really nice.
And First Blood.
And First Blood, which is really nice. We did discard Assassinate, and we did fail our charge down here with our Demon Prince, which is a bit of a shame. Because he's now going to take a lot of firepower in the face, which I'm a bit worried about. But with that, yeah, let's move on to Iron Warriors turn 2 and see what they can do in their turn.
It's turn 2 for the Iron Warriors. David's turn, again, almost as bad as mine, but he did get First Blood somehow. I wasn't too happy with that. It's going to be very simple. I'm just going to fire again at David. Might be a few things I'm going to try and get away with. First thing though, we have our Mayhem Pack, 3 Hellbrutes that are not coming in.
That gives me a bit of breathing space.
That gives you a bit of breathing space, because that would have been 3 Meltas coming your way. But with that, let's have a look at the cards I'm going to draw this turn. So I've drawn our 2 new cards, because I burned my last one from turn 1, because it was Secure Objective Marker 6. Again, I've got more secure objectives. One is Secure Objective Marker 5, which surrounding it is a Rhino, a Defiler and a Chitin. That's going to be a really tricky objective to get this game, but we'll see. And we also have objective marker 3, which thankfully is actually a little bit closer to me.
Yeah, a bit closer to home.
I could get it, but it does mean that the return fire is going to be unbelievable. So I'll have to consider which I want to go for in that one. So with those two objectives, let's have a look at the movement phase. So I finished up my movement phase, absolutely determined to bring this Daemon Prince down. I've moved 3 Obliterators in there. They're each packing twin link plasma guns and rapid fire range. You're going down, David. I'm determined for this to happen. We've got our next Obliterator. He's not moved at all. He's just going to stay up there. We've moved our Hellbrutes.
No, the Mauler Fiends and Forge
I'm
Fiends.
getting them confused with Hellbrutes a lot.
You used way more than me.
Yeah, I didn't get my Hellbrutes in. It's because I'm packing them all. Our Mauler Fiends have moved over this way because I remembered David is packing Armour Bane on his Daemon Prince, so get out of town. Forge Fiends moved back, and our last Obliterator has stayed there. Daemon Prince has flowed all the way at the back and is planning some Doom Bolt action. So with that, that's the end of my movement phase. Let's move on to my psychic phase. So we've got 3 warp charges at the moment from our Daemon Prince of Tzeentch. I'm going to try and see how many warp charges I get. Before, that brings us back up to 7 warp charges. I'm going to decide how I'm going to work this one out. So we're going to begin with our Doom Bolt from the Daemon Prince of Tzeentch. I'm going to use 4 dice, and I do have Spell Familiar, so if I fail this, I do it to reroll. I only get it with 1, and I can't reroll it,
okay.
So you're going to obviously try and deny this.
Now, World Eaters have Adamantium Will.
Yep.
So denying a 5+, and I'm going to use all 4. It's stopped.
Oh yes. So next spell we're going for is Boon of Mutation. We're going to go again with the Daemon Prince. Just need warp charge 1. Which failed, but I do have a Spell Familiar, so I can reroll that. Which you do get. You don't have anything.
No, I cannot deny.
So do you want to roll to try and win me?
Yes, okay, so I ruined you on a 5+. That's a wound.
Okay, I do get a 2-up save, reroll the will. Well, that's
okay.
fine.
Let's get the boon ready.
So we're going to roll on the Chaos Boon table. Once again, I do not want Spawn Hood, and I do not want Daemon Prince, because those are both bad results.
Go for it.
Black dice is going to be my 10s, white is my 1s.
You're fine.
52 gives if he has one, choose one of the champion's ranged weapons. He has none. It now has +1 strength.
So that's a waste.
That is indeed a waste. So Obliterators are determined to take out this
Daemon Prince.
Daemon Prince. I'm going to use twin linked plasma guns in rapid fire range.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's going to bring him down. Going to start with this Obliterator here. We're going to need 3s to hit.
Where
2
to
hits.
start? 2s to wins.
2 wins.
2 wins. Yeah, I'm auto jinking, don't worry about it.
That was a given. Failing both.
Okay, so he's down to 2 wins. Do the next one.
Next one. So next one again, rapid fire. With twin linked, don't get hot.
It's fine.
Nailed it.
2s to win.
2s to wins. 2 wins.
4-up jink save.
Failing both.
So he's down to 1 wound.
I can do this.
Oh, I think you might get him.
I've got faith.
And your last one.
Last Obliterator. 3s to hit, twin linked. Nice. 2 wins.
2 4-ups. No.
Ooh.
So he is dead, and that is a Slay the Warlord for Ross.
So we're going to start with our far away Obliterator. He's going to use a plasma cannon straight down at this already injured Rhino. Just going to put it flat on its head.
Okay, go for a scatter.
Scatter, don't scatter. That will be 1 inch that way.
Still going to hit the vehicle.
Still going to hit the vehicle.
So front armor's 11.
11, so I'm needing
4s.
4s.
To glance.
And I do have tank counter.
So reroll it.
No.
Actually, roll for your gets hot.
Oh yeah!
Don't forget that.
No.
You're fine, but nothing happens.
So we're going to go with our Multi-Melta next from the Obliterator. He is going to target that Rhino that just doesn't want to go down. I'm not in Melta range, but it's still quite effective. So 3s to hit. Hey.
Is that hit?
And I'm needing 3s to glance.
With reroll.
So that's a pen.
Pen. Now we've checked, there's a 5-up cover save in the way.
Sure is.
Nope, so it's gone through, and does it explode? In fact,
Might kill the passengers inside. 3,
No.
4, 5. Nope, that's not. So it's just wrecked.
Yeah. There'll be no pinning check because the marker coin makes these guys fearless in World Eaters.
Yeah. So we're going to fire our Forge Fiend next with the Hades autocannon. He's going to target these now disembarked Chaos Space Marines with the marker coin. I'm going to go forced hit, 8 shots. And that will be only
3 hits.
4 hits actually.
Oh, 4 hits, sorry.
I thought it was 3. I was like, oh no, it's hit. Choose to wins. That'll be 4 wins, and there is actual cover in the way, so you will get a 5-up save.
So 2 go down. That was not an icon, just a Marine. I think the next one is him.
Yeah.
So 2 go down.
So finishing up my shooting phase, I sort of did the coward's way out. I ran the Mauler Fiends away from the Chaos Space Marines to make sure the melter guns can't get me, but it just means that maybe I might be able to get them next turn,
Cool.
which would be super handy. With that, that's the sort of end of my turn. I am going to burn objective marker 5 because that's got way too much around it, and I might get 3 later on. However, I do have 2 It Won't Not Dies. We are going to begin with my Daemon Prince. So 5 up, he recovers wounds. He does not. And then we also have our, he's got that by the way because the exoskeleton from the Iron Warriors 2 up save, and It Won't Not Die. Mauler Fiend next. Really like this to come back.
That's clearly cocked.
That's clearly cocked. And no, he does not recover 1 either. So with that, that's the end of Iron Warriors turn 2. Let's have a look at World Eaters turn 2.
So Ross just finished off his turn 2 with his Iron Warriors. We're now into turn 2 of the World Eaters. Simple plan again, move forward, shoot, charge, and more importantly we're hopefully now get Chitin in amongst it. As that is really what we want to be doing. He's been out of the game so far, we want him to start chewing up some guys. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at my 2 new tactical objective cards. So just drawn 2 new tactical objective cards, and I've got Recon and Ascendancy. Both actually very achievable because we've only got 1 more objective marker to reveal, and it's marker number 3, which is right next to my Marines. And Ascendancy, I have the capability to get 3 markers, but I may be sacrificing some shooting in combat to do so. But either way, let's go ahead to the movement for the World Eaters, guys, and we'll show you what that looks like. I've finished off the movement for the World Eaters, so we've moved our Defiler over here to control objective marker 4. This Rhino passed his dangerous terrain checks, but I had to use his Dozer Blade to do so. He's moved over here at combat speed to take objective marker 5. These Marines have just moved forward to take objective marker 3. I can't actually move them close enough to melter these guys, so I've at least moved them close enough to drop some melter shots onto your Obliterator up there.
Yep.
And finally the Chitin has moved forward, and he's actually got a nice 6-inch rerollable charge onto your Blue Mauler Fiend, who I want dead, because apparently he doesn't want to die this game.
No.
Yeah, so with that guys, let's move on to the World Eaters shooting phase. My Defiler is going to drop a bombardment on these guys here.
Yep.
So if I direct hit, I'll get all 3.
Can I take Forge?
No.
Okie dokie then.
Direct hit.
Nice.
I've actually only got 2 dice, I only prepared 2.
Yep.
Give us a wee second, I've got a 3rd one here. So I wound your Obliterators on 2, so I need to roll this separately.
You do.
First one here, he is wounded. Next one, he is wounded. And your last one, he is also wounded.
Cool. So I've got confidence this is not going to go badly. I've got a 2-up save.
He's fine.
He's fine.
Next one down the line.
Next one. He is gone.
Yep, he is dead.
And the next one is fine.
Okay, the problem was I actually cannot shoot the Reaper autocannon because the middle one was targeted.
He is dead.
Yeah. So my Chitin is going to shoot his Hades autocannon at your Mauler Fiend. So 8 shots, so I've already used Demon Forge. Oh wow. So we get 6 hits. Now I am forced to glance 5 to pen.
Yep.
That's only 2 glances, and you get 2 5-up demon saves.
2 5-ups. Oh, so he is gone.
And with the Chitin special rule, he's allowed to charge at a different target if he destroys something in the shooting phase.
Uh-oh.
These Marines will shoot next. We've got 2 melter guns, plasma from the champion, and 2 Marines can actually see him. The rest cannot see him.
Sure.
So the 2 melter guns will shoot first of all. 3's to hit. That's 1 hit. It's 2's to wound. It's a wound. 5-up demon save.
Well, I'd probably say that's a ruin, so I'm going to get a 4-up save.
You will, because you bolstered it.
Yeah, well, no, it's a ruin, so I'd get a 4-up save plus 1 for my thing.
So 3 up, so you bolstered.
3 up. Either way, demon save.
Plasma pistol with the champion.
Sure.
He gets hot. He kills himself.
Hooray!
That's a good start for these Marines. And then 2 bolt guns in the back. They both miss. Not a good shooting phase from those Marines. So this Rhino is going to shoot through the Defiler into your Obliterator over there.
Okay.
You're going to get a sick cover save, but I need to start damaging it.
Yeah.
So, Plasmas, they both hit.
Nice.
2's to wind. They both wind. So
Both wins.
Going to save that 4-up cover save.
4-up cover save. Both made.
Both made, and then we'll just do the twin link combi bolter on the same guy.
Yep.
It hits. It wins.
I'll just be his normal 2-up save.
And he is fine. That brings an end to the shooting phase for the Chaos Spacemarines. Got an Obliterator, got a Mauler Fiend.
Got your own Chaos Spaceman champion.
Got one Chaos Spaceman, yep, he died. I'm going to charge. I've only got 1 charge to make. It's actually a 10-inch charge from this chitin onto that Mauler Fiend. Again, he has a special rule where he's allowed to charge a different target if he destroys something in the shooting phase. I'm just going to quickly roll it just now.
Oh! Oh!
So 10 inches.
You got fleet.
I got a fleet. Nah, full complete failure. Yeah, let's recap the phase. So that was the end of the phase. A bit of mixed luck again there for World Eaters. We got rid of a Mauler Fiend and an Obliterator, but we did lose our Plasma from the Chaos Champion, failed one of the charges, and we've still got a Hellroot drop to come. But either way, we do get Recon, because all the objective markers have been revealed.
Yep.
So that's 2 victory points to World Eaters for Iron Warriors 1. And we do have Ascendancy as a whole 3 objective markers with the Defiler, the Rhino and the Marines. So that's D3 victory points. Let's see what we get. Okay, so that's 3 more victory points. So that takes a score 5 victory points for World Eaters to the Iron Warriors 1. Speaking of Iron Warriors, let's go into their turn 3.
Iron Warriors turn 3 next. Yeah, okay, I'm pretty happy with things going. Thank goodness that chitin didn't, you know,
Charge.
smash me in the face, because that would have hurt. It's going to be very, very simple. I'm in real hard minds at the moment whether I'm going to target the chitin, eliminate it, or go for the rest of David's force. Really, really tricky. First thing I've got to do though is roll for my reserves, my Mayhem pack. Really want this in now. And they will be joining the fray. So before we get them in, we're going to have a look at my new objective cards. So we've kept secure objective marker 3 from last turn, which has
Marines on it.
Space Marines on it. We've now also got to achieve objective marker 1, which is possible, but it's not going to be fun, because that chitin will get revenge shortly after it. And then secure objective marker 4, which has a Defiler on it. So this is a really tricky game for me. I've got a lot of, again, constant secure objectives, but I've not been securing those objectives. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do my deep strikes and see where they end up. Alright, we're going with our first Hellbrute next. If anyone's watched our videos previously, they know historically I'm not the best at deep striking, but I do love it! We're going to see what happens here, so don't scatter. That's going to go back 6 inches. That will take him out of multi-melter range, but at least he's not dead.
No, but he's alive.
Hooray!
Let's get the second one.
Yeah. So we're going to go with our next Hellbrute, which is going to go straight for here. A little bit riskier, but we've got faith. That way 8 inches. Probably going to take him once again out of melter range.
But we'll put him down a sec.
Yeah. So we've got our last Hellbrute from our Mayhem pack. Deep striking in. Going to go for the same spot as last one. I have complete faith. I'm going to get a direct hit. Nailed it.
Direct hit. Lovely.
So with the Mayhem pack special rule, I instantly roll on their craze table. Why is this so important at this phase? Now this is very important. On a 1 or a 2, all of them get to fire their multi-melta twice. Great. On a 3 or 4, they recover from crew shake and crew stunned. Fine, and they get rage. Cool. On a 5 or 6, they have to charge. Now, unfortunately, I deep strikes, meaning I can't charge, and they can't fire either. This goes for all 3 of them. So 1 or 2 pretty much assures the Defiler's destruction.
Yeah.
3 or 4 gives it a 50-50 chance. 5 and 6 is a really, really, really bad result.
Right, roll high for me, Ross.
That'll be Fire Frenzy. That'll be 2 shots apiece.
Yeah, it's a dead death.
That's yeah, he's going down.
Let's get the rest of the Iron Warriors movement done.
Finished up the movement phase for the Iron Warriors. My Daemon Prince is going to continue to fly. Who moved over to here. Our Obliterators came out of their area, and they clearly still have that Defiler in their line of sight. Hellboots, you know, they deep striked where they were.
Yep.
We moved our Obliterator here. He did fire his multi-melta last time, so I'm going for Twin-Link Melta Gun at this item.
Yep.
Forge Fiend. Ran away. He's going to target the Rhino at the back with Chaos Space Marines because
he can.
He can. Then our Mauler Fiend has got those Chaos Space Marines Mark on in his sights.
Yeah, it's worrying.
And then we have our final Obliterator who has stayed still this entire game, staying still. So I'm loving it. I'm going to cause a huge amount of damage this turn. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to go into my Psychic phase and let's see how that ends up. Going to roll for our warp charges. I've got 3 at the moment with a further 6.
Nice.
So we've got 9 warp charges. So we're going to begin by casting Doombolt at the Defiler, although I've spelled his Doom with a whole lot of other things. Let's see if we can get them done early.
Yeah, start early.
So I'm needing warp charge 1. I only get it with 2. Now you do have 6 dice to deny this.
Let's go chuck all 6 at it. So
Yeah.
looking for 6 pluses as he does not have vets. We get it.
Nailed it!
So Doombolt is stopped.
I'm not going to cast Boon.
So you're going to skip the phase.
Yeah, and Soul Siphon only works if you have other units around them, which I do not. Well, if you have other Psychers, I don't.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the end of my Psychic phase. I'm sort of regretting this, Demon Zinch. My bad. I'm going to start with our Multi-Melta from this Hellbrute, straight onto the Defiler.
Cool.
Did roll Fire Frenzy, so I get 2 shots, hitting on 3s.
Cool.
2 hits, front armor 12.
So it's 4s.
To glance. With nothing, and because they do not have vets, I do not get to
Tank
Hunter. No. So we've got our next Hellbrute, who is in Melta range of the Defiler, and he gets 2 shots from Fire Frenzy. I really need both these to hit because it's going to be great. Only 1 hit.
Here's a Melta.
2 dice, which will be a pain.
So 5 up demon save.
Sure. Fail it.
He's failed.
He's failed, so it will be a 5 up to explode.
It will
Melta. 2, 3, 4 is weapon destroyed.
No, crew stunned.
Crew stunned.
Which I ignore, I believe, on a 2+.
On a 2+, yeah.
Nope. So he is now snap firing.
So we're going to go with our Melta Gun next from this Obliterator.
Multi-Melta.
Multi-Melta onto your
Obliterator.
Obliterator. It's a bit of a mixed bag one. I could go Twin-Linked Melta Gun, Melta Gun and get a reroll, but I think I'm going to have faith and I'm going to hit. So 1 shot, 3+.
Misses.
I made the poor call.
You wouldn't be within Melta range though.
But I would still get to reroll the result.
Let's move on.
So we're going to go with Multi-Melta from this Obliterator next onto your Defiler. And that'll be a miss. So this Defiler that will not go down is probably going to get its last Melta shot from this Hellbrute here. It's going to target its rear. I'm needing 3 hits, I do get 2 shots. Both hit.
Boom.
I'm needing 4s to glance, 5, 6 to pen. With 1 pen and 1 glance, you do get your demon save.
So we'll do the pen first of all, 5+.
So that means the Defiler is going to be fine this turn.
And the glance, which he also saves.
So we'll go with our Twin-Linked Melta Gun next onto the Chitin.
Cool.
3 step.
Twin-linked.
It is Twin-Linked. That doesn't matter. It's possibly the last thing that's going to fire this Defiler and bring him down, hopefully, is the last cannon from this final Obliterator at this darn Defiler. 3 step. Nope. Next up we're going to go with our Fortune next, who's going to target this Rhino in the back. Hopefully cause some hull points. I can't Demon Forge, I had done already, it's 4 step. And that is 4 hits.
It's pretty fairly healthy.
Yep.
3s to glance.
3s to glance. With 1 glance, 2 pens, you do get a 5 up save.
Okay, so we'll do the 2 pens first of all.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Both saved.
And the glance. No, so it's down to 2 hull points.
So we're going to go and charge with my Mauler Fiend next. He's going to go after your Chaos Space Marines. Would you like to Overwatch?
Yep, I've only got 2 melter guns in there, so they'll Overwatch, looking for 6s. No, they miss.
No. So as a 5-inch charge, you are controlling the Grav Wave Generator because you're a CAD, so you do control it.
Yep.
5-inch charge with Fleet.
You make it.
Well, I make it in. Okay, well, usually you would get to strike first, but nothing's powerful enough.
Nope.
So I will strike first. I have got 5 attacks, 3 normally, charging, and also for 2 power fists. So I'm needing 4 to hit. So we have 2 hits. And then I'm needing 2s to wound, but if one of them doesn't wound, I can try and Magna Cart you. Oh, there are 2 wounds.
Mark Corn, well, the World Eaters makes fearless, so 2 guys die.
So what started as a really promising sort of phase for the Iron Warriors, getting that Fire Frenzy was fantastic, getting a decent position, all turned out badly when you fail to hit. One of the worst turns I've ever had shooting ever. That Defiler took, what, 8 Melter shots?
It took a fair few.
Not all of them in Melter range, but still strength 8s, and only lost a hull point.
And a last cannon.
And a last can shot. Yeah, well done. Good guy, Defiler. I have managed to engage the Mauler Fiend in with the Chaos Space Marines with Mark Corn. They are fearless, so he's just going to grind them down for a while, unless a Chiton decides to join them. That would not be ideal. In terms of objectives, I've once again achieved none. I have burned objective marker 1, though that is the only one of the ones David really isn't controlling at the moment. His Chiton, if I went there, his Chiton would destroy wherever he fancied. So that's not ideal. Yeah, I've got objective marker 4, 3. I really need next turn to be fantastic. That would be so good. Let's move on to World Eaters, turn 3.
So welcome back to World Eaters turn 3. Yeah, really lacklustre from Iron Warriors, and it's given me a lot of breathing space to maybe turn the tide in this game. So I'm just going to move my guys, chop stuff up with a chitin, shoot stuff up with what minimal guns I have. Let's take a look at the tactical objective cards. So at the start of my turn 3, I get to draw 3 new tactical objective cards, as I have none to play with at the moment. So we've got Secure Objective 1, which is over there. Blood and Guts destroys something in the assault phase, D3 if I destroy more than 3, or 3 more. Will get it, I think, but not 3 or more. And Scour the Skies, you do have a flyer, but guess what? I'm going to ignore him.
Good call.
Ignore him. So yeah, let's go into my movement phase. So I finished off the movement phase. Chitons came up to hunt down a Forge Fiend. That Forge Fiend looks terrified.
He looks dead.
Yeah, otherwise we've moved the Defiler in the middle. We're going to be charging through some cover, so we're going to get initiative, but I do need to start picking away Obliterators and things that actually hurt my Defiler.
Yep.
So yeah, next up the Rhino passes dangerous terrain test, moved up 6 inches. He is literally grinding the wall with the Rhino.
Yep.
That's it. That's really all I have. I've got a very small force that's actually left on the table, but let's move on to the shooting phase, see what damage I can do. Starting the shooting phase, Twin Link Trooper Autocannon, because I'm snap firing, so
yep.
The ordnance cannot shoot. These are 6s. They are twin linked. So it's 1 hit, and it's 2s to wound. It's a win, strength 784.
2 up save. Oh, failed. I do get my 6 up, feel no pain, which I pass.
Yay.
Iron Warrior Tactics.
Next up is the plasma guns. We've got 2 of them. Using the fire points only with combat speed, and we're shooting at this Obliterator in the back here.
Love it.
So these are 3s to hit. We get both hits.
Uh-oh.
They're 2s to wound.
Ooh.
1 wound.
Oh, I do get a 5 up invul save.
Which you make anyway.
Nice.
Combi Twin Link Bolter, just into the same guy.
Yep.
Hits. Doesn't wound. Let's move on. And last to shoot will be the Hades autocannon here into your Hades autocannon, I guess.
Ooh.
Well, mine's a Gatling version, it's a lot cooler.
Right, okay, but they still
Anyway.
fire the same amount of shots?
Yep, so 8 shots. We hit them 4s, so we get 4 hits.
Nice.
And your armor's 12,
yep.
So it's a 4+. So we got a pen, and a glance.
Oh man. I'll do the pens first. I am needing
5 ups.
5 ups. Nope. And the glance. No, he's gone.
So he's free to charge someone else, and we did pre-measure. He actually has a long bomb charge up to this obliterator.
Uh-oh.
But that's a dead Forge Fiend. So we can declare a charge with this chitin with the Unstoppable Slaughter special rule, where if I kill something in the shooting phase, I can actually charge a different target in the assault phase. We need an 11-inch charge to this obliterator. We've actually measured. It's going to be 6 inches up the stairs, 5 inches to get to the building with fleet.
Yep.
So
I've got faith you're not going to do this.
11-inch with a reroll.
Ooh, do you want to keep one of those 4s?
No, because I'll fail.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
I've actually
My
failed.
bad.
No, we don't make it. And I'm declaring a charge with this Defiler onto the obliterator. He is in.
Oh, look at that.
So, we'll start the first assault, well the only assault actually.
Yep.
Except for the smaller fiend, which I want to pretend doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Right, take a fear check for me, Ross.
Love it. I do have vets, so I am leadership 9. Please don't fail. Oh my, vets literally makes me pass that.
Yeah, I get it. Right, so you will be hitting at the same time.
Same time, yep.
So do you mind if I go first, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I get 5 attacks in the charge. I'm hitting on 4s because I'm weapon skill 3.
Missed them
So
all.
I hit with 4.
Uh-oh.
And it's 2s to crunk.
Yep.
You will get your demon save though. Okay, so that's 4 demon saves.
Cool, 4 or 5 ups. I'm due quite a high roll. I have lots of dice, so let's get this. No. So he is gone. There's no question on that.
But you will get your hits back.
I do get hits back. I've got 1 power fist. I do have 2 attacks base. I'm hitting on 3s. Nailed it. Now I do have tank hunter even in close combat.
Yeah, yeah.
So what am I needing to? I'm strength 8.
So your 4s to glance, 5s to
4s.
pin.
Watch me destroy this Defiler. Glance. Reroll. With a pen, you do have a 5 up demon save, I believe.
So the pen
Fail it.
is failed, and the glance is passed.
Oh,
You get a
so
6.
come on, I need this.
Oh.
No, so that is just
True stunned.
True stunned. You
Do I ignore it on a 2+? Yes.
You do.
The last combat in this turn is the one I wanted to forget about. Ross, just smack me about.
Yeah, 4s to hit.
Good start.
2s to crunk. 2 dead.
Yay. I'm fearless. I'll stick around. So that's the end of World Eater's turn 3. I'm actually really happy with that. It's a slow grind against these Iron Warriors, but we got rid of another obliterator, and every obliterator I remove helps me, because it's a less tank hunter against what is essentially an army, heavy army I've got.
Yep.
We also, we consolidated the Defiler over here.
Yep.
And we just turned them so I don't have my rear in your face.
Good call.
We also got rid of that Forge Fiend with the chitin. That was great. He's actually killed nothing in assault, but he's took out a Mauler Fiend and a Forge Fiend in shooting. I would never have thought that would happen.
Yeah, you'd think like 9 melter shots would take out the
Yeah, we get it. And the Chaos Space Marines with the Mark of Khorne are just grinding away, and I think they're still going to block him down for another turn.
Yep.
So yeah, other than that, I do get to claim another victory point because I killed the Obliterator in assault, so I get another point for blood and guts.
Nice. That
That brings the score 6 victory points for the World Eaters and 1 victory point for Iron Warriors. Let's go ahead into Iron Warriors, turn 4.
So we're on to Iron Warriors turn 4, and I need this to be the best turn I've ever had when playing 40k. Again, we just need to really look at David's units and take them off the field. I am not doing well with my victory points at the moment. Cards have not been in my favour. Let's draw some new cards and see how they come out. So we drew 2 more cards because I burned 1 from last time, and it's now turn 4, so I get 4 cards. We've still got objective marker 3 to secure, which the Mauler Fiend is with the Chaos Space Marines. We've got objective marker 2, which is unfortunately still quite far away. I began there.
It's in that building.
But it's going to take a wee bit to get back there. Secure objective marker 5 has unfortunately got a unit of Chaos Space Marines and a Rhino obsecking on it. So that's again quite difficult. And then a secure objective marker 4, which surprisingly, yeah, quite possible. I could move a Hellbrute in there and I might get it. But again, not the cards I was looking for. So let me do my movement phase, see where I end up. So we finished up the movement phase for the Iron Warriors. I rolled off camera the Mayhem Pack's Craze table because you have to do that at the start of the turn. And I got probably what I didn't want, which is Fire Frenzy again, which means they're immobilised, they have to stay still. They do get 2 shots, but not ideal at all. Because I wanted to move forward, do some threatening. Quite frankly, I wanted to wreck your Rhino and charge your unit, but we'll get you another way, I'm sure. And hopefully we're going to remove this Defiler from existence. It has to happen.
Just want to say, forgot about will not die's guy, but hey.
Yeah, well,
we forget. We forget
sometimes. So what else has moved in that term? Just the Daemon Prince flew behind. He's going to get a rear shot with his beam. Obliterator here, who used the Melta gun last time, is going to use his multi-melt on the Defiler. And this Obliterator here is going to try and Melta gun this Defiler and bring him down. With that, that'll be the end of my movement phase. Let's move on to my psychic phase. So we're going to roll for warp charges for my Daemon Prince of Tzeentch. I actually want this to be pretty low, to be honest. That's not low.
Cool.
So I'll get 8 charges to David's 5, and yeah, it's pretty obvious what I'm going for. So I'm going to cast my beam weapon into the Defiler's rear armour. I've got to save cast it first though. Just need warp charge 1.
Doom bolt in it.
Doom bolt, I get it with 3.
Okay, so 6 up Deny the Witch, because he does not have Adamantium Will. We don't stop it.
Ooh. So, do beam weapons automatically hit David's?
Well, it's a line over.
Lovely.
But it's going to hit. We'll double check that.
Yeah. So we had a wee check there whether beams actually roll to hit. Because it's not a Witch Fire, it's just a beam attack. You know, it doesn't have the Witch Fire sub part. We're going to say it doesn't roll to hit.
Yeah, completely agree.
You can let us know if we're wrong. 8th edition is coming, but you can let us know if we're wrong because I really need this to happen.
Yeah, automatic hit, so go for it.
Yeah, anything but a 1. Cool.
So that's a pen.
Will be a pen.
So, demon save.
Yep.
Nope, it's just down to 1 hull point. That I will not die is becoming precious.
Yep, I'm AP 1.
Go for it.
So 5. 2 again.
Crew stunned.
Crew stunned, crew shaken.
Which he ignores.
That's cool.
Oh. Which he ignores.
So we've finally got our Defiler down to 1 hull point. We're going to end him now. We've got our twin linked melted gun right in his face. We're going to take him out.
Go for it.
We're going to need 3 step re-rolling.
Twin linked.
So that is a hit. I'm going to need a 4 to...
You're a Melta.
2d6, Melta, and I get to re-roll it.
It's a glance. Do you want to re-roll?
Glance. No, it's not going to make a difference.
No, I do get my demon save.
Do you get your demon save?
Cool.
So roll away.
Let's go for it.
Fail it.
Which I fail. So he does go.
About time. So we're going to go with this Hellbrute next. He is in Fire Frenzy, so I have to shoot, and it's going to be at this Rhino. I get 2 shots, which is fantastic. 3's to hit. Both hit. Side armor 11, so
3's.
3's to glance. So...
Pen and a glance, that's it, gone. Go for the pen.
Sure, I'll go.
There's no cover save.
Nah.
Nothing. So emergency disembarkation.
Going with our next Hellbrute next, who is going to fire at these Chaos Space Marines that have just came out their Rhino. Do get 2 shots, so I'm needing 3's to hit. I'm needing 2's to wound, but you will get a 5 up save.
So 2 5 ups. So 1 bolt gun goes down.
Cool. Going to quickly use the other Mauler Fiends to fire at them as well.
Yep.
1 hit, 2's to wound, and that's not a wound. So we're going to go with this Obliterator next. He's going to target the rear armour of your Chitin Siege Engine.
Go for it.
Needing 3's to hit. No! And we're going to go with this Obliterator next, who's going to use his multi-melta and melta range. Side armour. Oh my goodness.
I think that's the end of the shooting phase.
So we did finish our shooting phase there. Not bad, got rid of Rhino and that dastardly Defiler after putting quite a few shots into him. Only thing we've got to wrap up now is we are going to take out these Chaos Space Marines, or at least a few of them. I am needing 4's to hit with 3 attacks. And I am needing 2's to wound with an R2 gone.
Whoops.
So that is the end of my turn 4. Finally got rid of that defiler. Woohoo! Yeah. But it's becoming a bit tricky now. Yeah, I've still not scored any objectives. I've burned secure objective marker 5.
Which is down here.
Which is down there. It is possible to get it, but I need to commit other places. I might get them instead. But it's looking really tricky. If I don't actually, you know, cause enough damage to David or start getting those points, I might lose to points, which is not ideal. So let's move on to the World Eaters, turn 4.
Welcome back to World Eaters turn 4. I'm very down to like the bare bones of my army now, although I do have a chitin that's still untouched. So we've got the chitin and just 2 units of Chaos Space Marines. That's really all we have. So with that, I'm just going to go ahead and show you my new tactical objective cards for this turn. So I had 2 already, and I've had to draw 2 new cards. It's turn 4, so I already had Secure Objective 1 and Scour the Skies. I'm probably going to be discarding Scour the Skies this turn, but I have drawn Psychological Warfare, so basically make an enemy fail morale, pinning or fear check. It's doable, just not right now. And Supremacy, hold 2 objectives and twice as many as your opponent. I currently do hold 2 objectives and twice as many, but I need to keep it that way, and the only way I'm going to do that is to make sure that Mauler Fiend Ross has doesn't win his combat. So the kite is probably going to have to come along and help out. I'm just going to go ahead and do my movement. Right, so that's the end of the movement phase for the World Eaters. So we've just moved these guys up to rapid fire range their plasmas onto one of your hill routes, namely this one.
Yep.
Chitin's moved up. He's going to sacrifice his shooting because I don't want him to risk failing to kill one of your obliterators.
Oh, go on.
Nope, not going to happen.
Okay.
And I need this for supremacy. So
yeah.
So let's go into shooting though straight away. Yeah, 4 rapid fire plasma shots and 1 from the champion into that hill route.
Okay, then.
So 4 shots first of all.
Okay.
2 ones. They're both alive. 1 went through. It's nothing. And the champion has got. He hits. And it's nothing. So it's really poor shooting there. We're going to just charge this guy, and he can't fail his charge. Yeah, he's definitely in. Boom. Let's get this ready. So we're going to start this combat. We have Hammer of Wrath at strength 10 against the Mauler Fiend, so 2s to lance. That's a pen. Would you like to demon save it?
I would love to demon save it, and I don't.
So it was a penetrating hit. Let's see what happens. Not going to affect this combat, but he is down to 2 hull points.
Yep.
So I have 4 attacks normally in rage, so I have 6 attacks in the charge, and this is with my glaive. So these are 3s to hit. So that's a lot of hits. Yeah, that's 5 hits, and their destroyer hits, and it's initiative 5, so I'm hit first.
Yep.
Single 6, he's gone. Well, he's
gone.
6 plus d6. Does he explode though?
I'm going to roll to see if I save these, which I don't. Well, I saved 1.
Okay. So first of all, let's see what would happen. Does it explode with these ones? Nope. Nope.
No.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, 1 combat. That brings an end to a really short World Eaters turn 4. We did get rid of pretty much all of the Mauler Fiend's Forge Fiends. The chitin's done his job essentially. So yeah, we've got 1 victory point to claim, and that is Supremacy, because I hold 2 victory points, or 2 objective markers, and twice more than yourself. I think you have none at the moment.
I have none.
So that's D3 victory points that is worth. So it's only 1. So that brings the score 7 victory points to the World Eaters and 1 for Iron Warriors, but I'm running incredibly thin. And I did just discard Scour the Skies, so let's see what Iron Warriors can do in turn 5.
So we're now on to the Iron Warriors turn 5, and I'm going to be frank, I'm probably going to give up on the victory points and wipe David from the field. That is the general plan. All I've got faith in is if I can take out that chitin, then we're in a real good chance. Yeah. I need to move some units around and see what happens. But first, let's, for formalities, have a look at my cards. So as it is turn 5, I can hold up to 5 cards this turn, and to put it lightly, it's not looking good.
No, it's not.
We got hold the line, which means I need to have at least 3 of my scoring units and none of opponents within 12 inches of my table edge. Too difficult. I don't have nearly enough. Hungry for glory, I've got to issue a challenge. Only my Demon Prince can issue a challenge, and he is flying. So that's not going to happen. Secure objective marker 2, I can put an obliterator back there to get that, so that could happen. Secure objective marker 4, I could run a Hellbrute to get that, I really don't want to. And secure objective marker 3, well, that was a poor call by me because that chitin ensured it was not going to happen.
No.
So, a bit tricky, right? And here comes an important role before we start our movement phase. Mayhem packs, Craze Table, they always roll in it. I don't want Fire Frenzy, I want to charge these Chaos Space Marines and wreck them. We are stuck in Fire Frenzy. I'm immobilised, so I can't move them. I can fire my multi-meltas twice. Oh no. So we moved our Demon Prince. He did his flying move over 12 inches to get to the rear of the chitin. Hopefully beam weapons will get us sorted. Then got our obliterators, who are again sort of planning down at the chitin's rear. Got another obliterator, moved 6 inches, as far as he could go. I could go to the objective, but I'm not going to win by objectives.
Yeah.
And then our Hellbrutes had to unfortunately stay still. That was devastating because getting them in combat with the Chaos Space Marines would have been glorious.
Oh yeah.
But it's not going to happen. So with that, let's have a look at my psychic phase. So we're going to roll for warp charges next, see how many I've got. 2, that's actually a really good result.
Yeah, that is good. 5 to 2.
Because it means you've only got 2 in the way of defence. Let's charge up a beam. Rightio, Doom Ball, straight at the rear of the chitin, Siege Engine. I'm going to use my 5 dice.
Go for it.
Gonna absolutely destroy you here, David. I do it with a peril. Not good.
Can I roll 2 6s and deny? Definitely not.
Definitely not.
So let's get the beam ready.
So strength 8 into your rear, David. I'm needing a 3s to glance, 4, 5, 6 to pen. Show me a pen.
Show me a peril.
Oh no. Okay, so we're now going to resolve his peril. He's going to suffer a 4. I suffer another wound. However, one thing we did forget last time is possibly a grounding test. So we consistently forget this, and we've been trying to concentrate on grounding tests a lot because we've been using a lot of flying monstrous creatures recently. I did forget this last time, I'm not going to forget it now. Going to take a grounding test, anything but a 1 or a 2. Whew! We are not grounded, thank goodness. Basically anytime we suffer a wound in a phase. So he's staying up in the sky, but David's look, like the chitin was like, oh my goodness, we're going to crush this Demon Prince, but not today, thank goodness. So we had a check with my Hellbrutes there for the shooting phase to see if they actually could see anything. Unfortunately this one was out of range by about an inch from the Chaos Space Marines. Whoa. And then the other one, unfortunately, is not in the arc to face them, which is terrible.
Yeah.
So I've only got one Hellbrute that can fire 2 multi-melta shots, and it's going at the Chaos Space Marines with 2 misses. So we're going to go with our rear shooting obliterator first at the chitin. I need this.
Yep.
Please let me have this. It's going to be with the last cannon. I am needing 3s to hit. And I'm just going to quickly do my next obliterator at the back. He's going to fire his last cannon. It will be a side armor shot onto the chitin. There's a hit.
Cool.
I am going to need
4s to glance, 5
4s
to 10.
glance.
Side armor.
I do get to reroll with Tank Hunter.
You do indeed.
But nothing today. We're going to go last cannon from my last obliterator at the chitin sides. 3s to hit. 2 get hit. 4s glance. We do have Tank Hunter. Do you have a pen? Get your 5 up demon save.
5 up demon save. And it's saved.
So unfortunately, a disastrous turn 5 for myself. Really we needed to deal with the chitin. Just be able to at least remove some hull points, anything at all. But unfortunately he is still up and running and having a good time. I've scored no objectives either this turn. They're all really quite difficult for me to get, especially if my Hellbrutes won't move. I burned Hungry for Glory considering Daemon Prince is the only one that can announce challenge, and he's really not going to come down anytime soon.
No.
So with that, only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do Element of Die for my Daemon Prince, which I sometimes forget. That could be more cocked if you tried. No, so he's still going to remain on two wounds, caused himself more damage than David's damaged him. As we move into the World Eaters, turn 5.
That's us into World Eaters turn 5. I think the World Eaters have ran a little bit of luck so far in this game, especially the melt and last cannon shots that came their way. I will again only have 3 units left, the Chitin and some Marines. We're just going to move them about and see what damage we can do and try and close the game out. Let's have a look at my tactical objective cards. So I already had Marker 1 and Psychological Warfare, so I've drawn Marker 4, which is in the middle, Kingslayer, which is probably not going to happen, and Behind Enemy Lines, probably not going to happen. I can claim some points, but it's not really worth me sacrificing killing more units, I think, at this stage. I've already got a nice healthy 7-1 lead. I'm just going to move what little units I have and see what damage can be done. Just finished my movement, so I have moved my Plasma Marines around here to try and take some shots at this Obliterator. Melta Marines I've moved over here to shoot at this Obliterator. And the Chitin has moved around to try and hunt down this Obliterator. So my thinking is if I kill the Obliterators, it minimises the opportunity to actually kill the Chitin, as those other Hellbrutes, even if they get to move, are quite far away. So let's move into the shooting phase. These Marines are going to shoot at this Obliterator. Now the front 2 are within 12 inches, but this guy didn't have the movement to get into rapid fire. So we've got 2 Melta Guns on the Obliterator. That's 1 hit. It's 2s to wound. That's a wound.
Cool.
4 up rune save.
4 up rune. And unfortunately double toughness, so no fear, no pain. He's gone.
Dead. Next up, these Marines, we've got 6 Marines with bolt guns, including the bolt gun and the champion, before we get the plasma guns. So we get 7 to shoot. These are hitting on 3s. That's all but 1.
Nice.
And they're wounding on 4s. Oh. That's cocked. Okay. So that's 4 saves, 4 2-up saves on the Obliterator.
Cool. 2 up. Nailed it.
Fine. And then 2 plasma guns. 1 overheats. He's alive. And then 2s to wound. Nothing. And last to shoot will be this Demon Engine, who's going to shoot his Gatling Hades autocannon, or Gatling Hades cannon, at this guy here. So 8 shots, hitting on 4s. That's 3 hits. And it's 2s to wound. So that's 2 wins.
2 wins. 2 2-ups.
Yeah.
And we're okay.
You're okay. That's actually the end of the shooting phase. It's time to charge. So the Chitin's going to charge this Obliterator. It's 6 inches with a reroll because of fleet.
Feel it.
It's
uh-oh.
definitely not. Yeah. So the Chitin will Hammer of Wrath the Obliterator. 2s to wound. It's a fail.
Hooray!
I will get my 6 attacks on the charge because I hit at initiative 5. So I'm weapon skill, so 5, so it's 3s to hit.
I've got to take a fear check actually, and if I fail this, you'll get a victory point. You're still going to hit me in 3s.
Right, okay.
I'll do that very quickly.
Good point, Ross.
I fail.
No, because you're vets. Oh.
I'm on leadership 8 normally. Vets brings me to 9. That's a victory point for you, David.
Thanks for reminding me, Ross.
I'm also hitting on 5s.
Yeah, because I've got psychological warfare, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So we get 4 hits.
Uh-oh.
He's dead.
Well, you might roll 4 ones.
There's a 6. He's dead.
He's gone.
So that's the end of the World Eaters turn 5. Pretty successful. We've got Ross down to 1 Obliterator. So thanks for Ross reminding me. Thank you. I did claim psychological warfare, so that brings me to 8 victory points to 1. And I actually consolidated and was managed to get in range of marker number 1 with the Chitin.
Hooray!
So that's our 2 victory points. So that means it's 8 victory points to 1.
Actually,
No, sorry,
9.
9 to 1. And I am within 12 inches of your table edge. So it's 10 victory points to 1 with Line Breaker. Shall we see if the game continues?
Yep.
Nope.
No.
The game comes to an end on turn 5.
Yeah, just let you tell a little secret, David. I was gonna concede that way.
so.
Yeah, it wasn't happening. So good game.
Good game. Let's have a wee chat about that.
Well, David, that was a pretty tough defeat for the Iron Warriors there. Yeah, that Chitin Siege Engine, he was some guy there.
He was absolutely some guy. Performed a lot better than I thought he would have.
Yeah, it was quite strange. So, at one point you were doing so much better in the shooting phase than he was assaulting. I think you took out...
Took out a Mauler Fiend and I think I took out a Forge Fiend.
In the shooting phase.
Yeah.
So even with, AH strength 8s, still really efficient.
Yeah. I historically are really bad at shooting with Super Heavies.
Yep.
Until one phase.
Yeah.
But it was just consistent with the Chitin.
Yeah,
really happy how he performed. Still, in my opinion, a lot better than Lord of Skulls.
Right,
From
okay.
the
I've never
points.
used a lot of skills, so I don't know that.
So Lord of Skulls is 888 points. Or you can pay 520. Okay, it's still a massive point hike for the Chitin, but you're what, that's like a 300 point plus.
Yeah.
Which it does kind of the same.
Sure.
So, but yeah.
Cool. For me, my own, undoing, I took a lot of Tank Hunter and all the Obliterators had it, I thought if it's got an armor value, I got it.
Yeah.
No, apparently. I missed a lot, and to put in reflection, I put 8 Melta shots into Defiler and got and a Strength 8 beam weapon.
Yeah.
And got a hull point, and I'm pretty sure you ignored the crew shaking.
I think I did, yeah.
So I got a hull point.
Yeah, for that amount of firepower, it should have disappeared.
It should have been like a smoking crater.
Yeah.
So that was ultimately very disappointing, but that's sometimes how this game goes.
Just roll the dice.
Yeah.
So, hope you enjoyed that, guys. Put your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, tell us what you thought. And we'll see you next time on our Tabletop Assault Battle Report.